high production cost cannot match the new prices, claiming that farmers are incurring losses. He urged the ministry to convene a meeting with sugarcane stakeholders, including millers, sugar directors, and farmers, to address issues in the sugarcane farming sector in the country.
Iko juu. Saa hii wale ambao walipeleka miwa kwa factory na cost of production ambayo iko high. Ikikuja chini watapotea sana.
Okoth also called for amendments to the 2022 sugar bill to help address challenges such as unfair competition from millers, payment periods, price stability, and other issues like paying farmers for sugarcane products.
Angalia mambo ya sugar bill 2022. Hii ndio naleta tabu kabisa. Tunataka hiyo president hiyo document assign ili tupate sheria ya kulinda wakulima na millers together.
Okoth explained that if passed, the 2022 sugar bill would provide provisions for the development, regulation, and promotion of the sugar sector and establish grant authority and responsibilities to the Kenya Sugar Board. It would also restore the functions of the Sugar Board, which are currently being carried out by the Sugar Directorate of the Agriculture and Food Authority, established under the Agriculture and Food Authority Act of 2013. Salma Swaleh, KU TV.
More than 400 men and boys who have undergone rehabilitation from alcoholism, drugs, and substance abuse are currently sitting for National Industrial Training Authority, NITA, courtesy of the spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi. The cohort has been sponsored for the examination that is currently ongoing after receiving skills in various technical courses. They are among many who have been undergoing rehabilitation after they voluntarily joined various rehabilitation programs under Pastor Dorcas Rigathi.
You have had a second chance is given by God, and you have taken it, and things are going to change for you. And I know that I know why you are out there frustrated is because there is a big destiny in you. Clap for yourself.
Those courses that you are doing are special. Let me tell you. Do you know how we are suffering for lack of plumbers in this country? I wish you knew. Do you know how we are suffering? Like now, the county government of Nyandarua, we only have about 5 mechanics ambao wanafanya kazi huko. In the future, when we get ready and we have enough money, we would like to employ more. Tunaona mambo ya agriculture, nimeona kuna watu wa agriculture hapo. Na mnajua sasa mimi nataka kupanda apples. Every inch of this county nataka niweke apples. I don't know how to do it. You need to get the knowledge of planting of apples, planting of hash avocado, planting of those other crops that are going to change our lives.
Well, rehabilitation is something to always celebrate, so it's good that Pastor Dorcas Rigathi is ongoing with that. But just that last remark, if they want to know where to find apples, just ask the Gen Zs who go to protest with iPhones. They'll let you know of where apples are at. As the Ministry of Education seeks to establish a sustainable funding mechanism for continued provision of quality higher education through the new student-centered funding model, Kenyatta University is now offering professional guidance to 2023 KCSE students on how to benefit from the university's funding. Theo Masharia has a full report.
Kenyatta University has enhanced access to information about the university's fund for new students who completed the KCSE in 2023. This fund offers scholarships of up to 70% based on financial need. The support is geared towards assisting students in joining Kenyatta University for the 2024-2025 academic year and beyond. The deadline for applications for higher education funding for undergraduate and technical and vocational education and training TVET students has been extended to Thursday, August 15th, 2024. To ensure efficient service delivery, Kenyatta University has opened support offices in all the satellite campuses that include Kenyatta University Main Campus, Nairobi City Campus, Mombasa Campus, Parklands Campus, Kitui Campus, and Nakuru Campus. To unlock your future, enroll now for the postgraduate, undergraduate, diploma and certificate programs offered in the following modes: self-sponsored programs, virtual and open learning, continuing education program, and TVET. The new higher education funding model is being implemented collaboratively by several key entities including the Universities Fund, Higher Education Loans Board HELB, Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service KUCCPS, and the State Department for Technical and Vocational Education and Training. For more information on how to apply for the higher education financing, visit our website on applications.ku.ac.ke or www.hef.co.ke.
All right, that's the information for those candidates who sat their KCSE in 2023 and are looking to join first year this coming September. Get that information from Kenyatta University's various campuses across the country, as has been shown to you there, from Nairobi to Mombasa to Nakuru to Parklands. There's desks and there's personnel there for you to assist you in knowing how to take advantage of the funding that is there for you to join school for the next academic year. And also the website, as has been shown you there on the screen. Make sure you're visiting kenyattauniversity.ac or ku.ac.ke for more information, or you can just write the one that you're seeing right there on the screen. More information is that as well, KUTV Kenya provides short courses and long-term courses for you to train in media and communication. So if you'd like to acquire skills from camera operations to presentation to anchoring to reporting to news presentation, everything under media and communications, make sure you're coming through to KUTV Kenya and meet a host of skilled personnel as well. Visit the website kutv.ac.ke for more information at the same time. Now, over across our borders into the United States, where former President Donald Trump announced that one of his campaign websites was hacked as his vice president pick, J.D. Vance, attacked the Democratic presidential ticket. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Tim Walz, continued rallying supporters. VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias reports.
News that the Trump campaign has been hacked continued making headlines hours after Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump first posted about it Saturday on his Truth social media platform. The post read, "We were just informed by Microsoft Corporation that one of our many websites was hacked by the Iranian government. Iranian officials have rejected the accusations." The documents allegedly hacked reportedly included information about Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance. He appeared Sunday on several news shows, but questions focused on the presidential race. On ABC's This Week show, the Ohio senator brushed off renewed criticism on controversial pro-family statements he's made in the past and redirected the attention to the policies of the Democratic presidential ticket.
Why are we talking about inflation? Why are we talking about the fact that groceries are unaffordable thanks to Kamala Harris's policies?
The economy was also a talking point at a Saturday rally for Vice President Harris in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And it is my promise to everyone here, when I am president, we will continue our fight for working families of America. Including to raise the minimum wage and eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Trump made a similar pledge in the past and accused Harris of stealing his no taxes on tips policy. Even as calls grow for Harris to provide more details about her economic plans, the campaign's momentum is undeniable, said Democratic U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar on ABC.
She has ignited the country, starting in Philadelphia to the heartlands of Wisconsin, to that jam-packed rally in Arizona with 15,000 plus people. People are interested in moving forward.
Harris will fly back to Washington Sunday after attending a political event in San Francisco. She and President Joe Biden are expected to make a public appearance together Thursday in Maryland. Donald Trump is scheduled to give remarks about the economy Wednesday in Asheville, North Carolina. Veronica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.
All right, that bit of news from the United States run up to the elections brings us to the end of our updates this morning. And if you didn't catch any of it, please make sure you're following the rest of KUTV's broadcasting. 6:30 p.m. Mizizi ya Habari, 9 p.m. is prime time news. Across our borders, there's more information that we'll be relaying to you as we go on, especially in the newspaper review section that's coming later on. Au revoir, Pahi. That is what we are talking now at the end of the Olympics, Paris Olympics 2024, and how Kenyan heroes ruled the Paris Games is something that we are going to discuss here. How did we come out and what is expected of our athletes or of that whole, of course, athletic department and in moving forward in preparation for the next set of competitions. The Daily Nation is focusing on the scandal of Kenyan athletes who are taking their talent elsewhere. And why is that? There's an investigative piece here that gives us more details. We want to wait out on that. We'll be having a discussion on it. How many medals did we bag from Paris 2024? Page 2 of the Daily Nation have something also interesting, which is a new docu-series looking into the killing of athletes, top athletes in Kenya, including Agnes Tirop, whose death rocked the country some time back. Something that is still being followed up and a conversation that we definitely must have here. So tune in for the conversation that is coming up. It's a newspaper review with Ojwang Mariam and Fendo Godwin. The Daily Nation is what I have, the Standard and the Business Daily. They'll be having a copy of the same. So keep yourself in check, give your reactions, opinions. We will be right back.
They are powerful and influential. They make decisions in politics, education, finance, agriculture, health, sports, and all aspects of human life. But the impact of their decisions falls on you, the common citizen. KUTV Primetime News Thursday. We ask bold questions and pursue answers to the core to bring you closer to the story. We couldn't have it any other way. Join me, Auma Evans, as I raise matters of social concern to raise your voice from the background to the foreground.
Are you healthy, or rather, do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? According to WHO, health is regarded as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. Welcome to Focus on Health, a show on all matters health, wellness, and lifestyle. On this show, we cover a wide variety of topics, inclusive of, but not limited to, dental, optical, mental, reproductive health, and so much more. Join me, Joy Bofenda, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on KUTV for compelling insights and discussions on all matters health. See you then.
Focus on Health, your weekly dose of health and wealth information on KUTV.
kuchimba hadi mizizi, kukuletea yanayojiri.
So mimi naomba tu serikali yetu ya Mungu, jibarikiwe na Mungu, iweze kuteremsha bei ya mafuta.
Yanayokukumba tuna maizi, tuna kutetea sisiri. Ukweli ni speciali tukikupambia makala ya mwanamke mwake. Utasema hupendi mizizi ya habari. Nami Caroline Kimwele.
Ni kaunti maarufu kwa kuzalisha maziwa na ukuzaji wa majani chai. Pia serikali ya kaunti inawahimiza wakulima kukumbatia mitindo mingine ya kilimo kuzidisha mapato.
Kama kuna kikundi moja inafanya biashara ya kuuza kuku, hao pia tumewafadhili kuwafunza jinsi ya kuhandle zile kuku kwa sababu wanaleta kwa wingi.
Haya yote tunakuletea katika Boresha Kilimo, toleo la kaunti ya Bomet.
Kilimo ni nguzo kubwa kwa ujenzi wa taifa.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuwini. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake. Nami Caroline Kimwele.
Lola ni programu inayokupa fursa ya kutizama video zozote pindi tu unapokuwa na nafasi. Hadithi za kukupa motisha, drama, maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa
tunakula. Tuachane na break kwanza, tuende lunch. Chapo.
Orosha piga shada kuna giza sikinai tujinai siweke story kata maji pia shada ligona nasionikosa msupo si stress kama rende kisha basi nipe najua ni
Mama, big up, Brother, ukiwa Adiliva, big up, Sis, big up, Shows, Mama, big up, Oya, wase wote, okay, my principal, big up. Money
But they go me say no and no. No and no. Dancing mashika mashinani. Kila toche kila mtaani. Dancing na leta burudani.
This is Student Corner!
Badala ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
All right, welcome to the newspaper review section on Biashara Tuesday. Asking a very important question that you should keep in your mind when you get to the political segment later. Who is on the menu? Who's on the menu? ODM or UDA? And who's eating? Who's eating who? Or as Ojwang is putting it in Swahili, nani anakulwa na nani anakula wakati huu wa handshake na handcheck. So those are the conversations we'll be having. But in the meantime, I want us to begin from outside of our borders. Outside of our borders is where we are saying au revoir to the Paris Olympics, au revoir to Paris in the Olympics that were just concluded. How Kenyan heroes ruled the Paris Games. A splash of images at the back page of the Standard. Very heartwarming, very exciting smiles of the various heroes from Kenya who participated in different competitions in the Paris Olympics of 2024. Managed to put Kenya on the map, 17th globally with 11 medals. 4 of them are gold, 2 are silver, 5 are bronze. This was fairly improved performance, by the way, from the 2020 Tokyo Games, where we only got 10 medals and we were ranked 19th in the world. So we improved there. Congratulations to the team. Even if the start looked shaky, it seems we had a good ending there. A lot of conversations happening around that, celebrations, but also questioning, questions which are there on the front of the Daily Nation, which is pointing towards drainage of talent from Kenya to other republics. Most importantly, what is happening there and who is causing it? That's the question that the Daily Nation is trying to figure out. But we will figure it out together here with the panelist that I have invited. Fendo from my far right. I have Ojwang Mariam closest to me. I think Fendo has the Standard with him. I have the Daily Nation. Ojwang Mariam has the Star, and I have the Business Daily, the Standard, and another Standard. So I'll allow this introduction to take the shape of Ojwang Mariam. Utuanzishie hapo, usitusomee Daily Nation, utusomee the Star, utusalimie. Alafu Fendo atatusomea headline ya the Daily Nation, atusalimie pia, and then we pick it up there from where the conversation will have gotten us into. Welcome, good morning gentlemen, karibu kwenye show. This is Biashara Tuesday, Ojwang Mariam.
Asante sana.
Nasemaje?
Nyumbani wanasema mgala muue na haki umpe. Ruto and Raila packed bolster Rigathi Mount Kenya grip. Hajui ashike ama aachilie. Hajui kama akona nguvu ya kushika au ya kuachilia. That's the headline on the Star. Ruto and Raila packed bolster Rigathi Mount Kenya grip. Jina langu Ojwang Mariam, nashukuru kwa hapa asubuhi ya leo.
Asante sana Ojwang Mariam. Ojwang is my colleague here, also hosts the Art and Culture show on Mondays. Monday morning 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pale ndo tunampata full-time Mzuka. 3 hours of him and nothing else. Entertainment, art and culture. Fendo, karibu kwenye show once more.
Asante sana.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Unaendeleaje? Looking sharp?
Thank you very much for that.
Yes.
I'm always sharp. And I'm very happy to be here today. The headlines of Daily Nation says scandal of Kenya's athletics talent drain. Yeah, this is a scandal. I've tried to read through it, and there is a serious scandal here where we are exporting our athletes, the cream de la cream of Kenya. We are exporting them to other countries at very cheap prices, you know, at the expense of personal gains to some individuals, some few individuals.
Right.
So I'm very happy for Daily Nation to have aired this aspect in the front pages of the today's Nation. And anybody in the streets watching us should at least go and pick this copy and just read and see how we have merchandised.
Yeah.
And we are also exporting our athletes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Merchandised. That is a very good word to use there, merchandised. So, if I may ask, I think you've picked the Daily Nation as your favorite headline. Ojwang Mariam, katia Standard na Daily Nation. Standard says, Ruto trains guns at PSS in Shafo. And then the Daily Nation is scandal of Kenya's athletic talent drain.
Kweli. If I could analyze kiasi. Unajua hapa hivi tunapata chance ya kuanalyze, ku-predict in our own opinions.
Yes.
I would say that wahariri wa magazeti today,
yes,
mwenye ame-ace ni huyu wa Daily Nation. Because there is no news kwa the Standard isome tena.
Ruto trains guns at PSS in Shuffle.
Everyone knows that will happen,
yeah,
in the broad-based government. Haya, the Star wanasema Ruto and Raila packed bolster Rigathi and Mount Kenya grip. Everyone knows this, so see headline ya leo. But another editor has gone to unravel the evils surrounding us as Kenyans, how we lose talents. Hawa wanariadha wote wenye wako hapa hivi, sio kila mtu alienda huko juu ya kuuzwa. Others like Yavi, yeye alikuwa hapa Kenya, ameenda hizo trials not once, not twice. Anawaambia guys, I can run for my country, na akakosa hiyo chance. Mahali alipata chance ya kwenda Bahrain, she has won. That's the news.
That's the news.
We are from Pahi. Tell us what happened in Pahi in the main headlines.
Right. So that's the headline that wins. You agree as well, Fendo, right?
Yes, I totally agree with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's begin with that, the Daily Nation, and I think I will couple it then with the story that's the back of the Standard, which I guess should have been the headline if they wanted to. How Kenyan heroes ruled the Paris Games. That's the back page. So I'll begin with the good and the bad of the Paris Olympics. First, by giving a shout out to all the athletes who represented us there before we get into the scandal. Haya, hapa hivi kuna faces na nitazisoma real quick, alafu tunawa congratulate, si ndio? Haya, tuko na Abraham Kibiwot alienda 3000 meters and akatupatia medal bronze right there. He is really happy and would like to I didn't know I would ever win an Olympic medal. Those are his statements, but here I am, I have gotten it. It's saddening that our wait for the title continues, but I believe we'll bring it back soon. So yeah, alituletea bronze, but anasema very soon ataenda huko na turudishe na gold. Faith Cherotich 3000 meters also bronze, na alifurahia sana, a future star in that race. We have Benson Kipruto in the marathons, also clocked 2 hours and 7 minutes. Alituletea bronze pale, number 3. Tuko na Helen Obiri also in marathon, who brought us a bronze. Congratulations to her. We have Mary Mora, also brought bronze from the 800 meter race. We have Ronald Kwemoi, who brought us silver in the 5,000 meter race. We have Beatrice Chebet, who participated in the 10,000 meter race and the 5,000 meter race and got us gold on both of them. And then we have the star of the show, Faith Kipyegon, the first woman ever to win 3 of them back to back. First human being Yeah, nimecorrectiwa hapo. Kulikuwa na initially reports from some of the ESPN East Africa accounts wakisema the first African woman. Akaambiwa wewe tusiwasalimie, tusipate namba za ESPN saizi, tuwasalimie huko ama to occupy ESPN, lakini she won us gold and silver in 1500 meters and 5000 meters. So she won 5000 meters back to back, yeah. And a world record holder na bado ali break her own record. So she was the captain of all these Kenyans who are representing us in Paris. So good show from the leader to bag herself gold and also to show the way forward. So Kenyan medals in Paris, we have gold 4, silver 2, bronze 5, which brings us a total of 11 and places that at 17th. The USA topped the table standings with a staggering 126 medals. 40 of gold, 44 of silver, 42 bronze. That is the United States at the top of those games. So the next round of this is going to be held in Los Angeles in the United States in 2028. It means there's a lot of activity happening on that side of the world. Also kutakuwa na World Cup at around 2026, I believe. Yes, so that's a lot of activity. Congratulations to them. Wacha tuongele the good news kwanza before turudi kwa Daily Nation.
The good news is hiyo story ya Faith.
Yeah.
Hatujawahi ona mzungu. So when walikuwa nasema about female, I was asking, si mtu onyeshe basi
ati female African kwanza.
She has done. Yeah. You've heard the proverbial saying, what a man can do, a woman can do better.
Yes.
Faith Kipyegon, I'm saying congratulations to you for alishinda what Eliud Kipchoge
alishindwa kushinda. Alishinda ile kitu
Eliud Kipchoge
alishindwa kushinda.
Another thing.
Yes.
She was the team captain for Team Kenya.
Yes.
So amefanya proud hadi kwa leadership. Another thing Faith Kipyegon amefanya. Kwa Biblia there were 2 apostles walienda wakapata mtu alikuwa na mashida mahali kwa church nje. Yeah. Wakamwambia silver and gold we don't have. Tuko tuna neno la Bwana.
Yes.
She went there. She came back with silver and gold.
Yes, silver and gold we do have.
Tuko nazo kabisa. Na kama ni maneno matamu pia tuko nayo.
Yes.
Kuomba tutaomba.
Kabisa Fendo. Yes. This is good news, something to talk about, lakini pia she's a police officer. Nataka kusikia maoni yenu. Yes, why are all our athletes police officers?
One of the things that when you are an athlete and then you are a marathoner, the first thing they do is they recruit you to the police department so that it can also bring some record to the police department. So it also appears that some good name to the police. If today Fendo Godwin starts running, the next thing I'll be employed as a police officer. So
Constable Fendo.
Yeah, because also, you can imagine all the police officers not being able to have somebody who can run like that too. You are having a human being that a police officer cannot chase and catch. Anyway, that is a good move. I like to also congratulate Beatrice Chebet,
yes,
who won gold, Faith Kipyegon, as you've said, and Emmanuel Wanyonyi. These victories are what are placing Kenyans at the map of the world. Actually, we can be seen and known like the way Jamaican is known through Bolt, Usain Bolt. So these are the treasures, the Kenya treasures, that in as much as we are suffering as a country, that bring us some glory and placing us at a very good place in the map, so to say, in the world map, so to say, and we really appreciate them. Yeah, and I just like to say congratulations.
All right.
to them.
Mtu mwingine siwezi taka tusahau ni makochi wa Olympic wa Team Kenya. Wamefanya kazi fiti yenye inakuwa recognized. The star wanaongea kuhusu Mary Moraa who also won. Akisema Mary Moraa credits coach Sang for Olympic performance. Yeye anasema mimi nilifanya vizuri sana juu ya my coach. Also coach mwingine mwenye ametajwa sana ni coach Mwaneki. Yeye udeal na long distance races ama marathons, vitu kama hizo. Na akasema we are back to our roots when we got number 1 and number 2 kwanza ilikuwa disputed, tukawaambia if you don't want us to occupy Pahi then patieni huyo madam,
patieni Faith.
So tukakuwa tuko number 1 hiyo ya Beatrice Chebet,
yes,
na number 2 ya Faith Kipyegon. The coach says hapo hatoki sahi, meaning yeye Faith Kipyegon haritai sahi. Let me tell you about the people who will retire. I think it is in the Daily Nation.
It was in the, it's also in the Standard huko nyuma. Wanasema let's now walk away in peace.
The dynamic 5 tag team. Hiyo tag team
gani hiyo mzee?
Na Frasa Parasita Shelian. Ndio jina yenye najua. Hiyo ingine please.
Jamaican sprinter Shelian. Yes.
Kuna jina ingine yake yenye trend sana.
Price.
Now that team has been trending from the days of Usain Bolt.
Yes.
Wakikimbia pamoja kwanza relays. And now they will retire together after the 2020 Isha. Manze, do you know how awesome is that?
Yes.
Very, very awesome.
Having achieved so much,
tunafanyaga kazi kama hapa hivi, tunafanya kazi kama team. Tunakuwa tumepitia mashida mengi, but at the end of it all tunafurahi. Sote manzi unafeel tumefanya kitu now. Wow, wamebao kama kumaliza show pamoja venye mnasimamaga kwa stage mnasema guys that was our time Nairobi.
Back to back 100-meter Olympic titles since 2008 up until now. It's a good place to retire from. The question of Eliud Kipchoge, anyone?
Yeah, actually that was what was just running on my mind. And you know, also as you've said, Eliud Kipchoge has really brought glory to this country. He's been now we have his statue at the Nike offices. So I think also this what happened to him might also be just something on the Olympic that he has never done. Also for him, his called DNF did not finish.
Yes.
So I think he has been number 1, he has been number 8, number 10, and all those things. But he had never been in that position of
dropping out of the race.
Dropping out of the race. So even that in itself still also goes to his name because he has now done everything in the race. You can imagine.
He's done everything, including failing.
Yeah, including failing, including not finishing that race. So I think it's also another side of victory that he achieved. There are some people who have been since class 1 to Form 4, even to the universities. They have always been number one. They've never been to number last and know how number last means being, you know. So also being number last at least once in a while, it's also some good. I think Eliud Kipchoge is still our hero, still my hero, and we recognize him.
Right. Also, congratulations to him as well. I mean, try qualifying for the Olympics and then come and tell us how dropping out of an Olympic race is easy to do. Yeah. So congratulations to him. Ulikuwa useme kitu kuhusu Kipchoge?
Okenye, if you don't lose, you will never appreciate winning. Eliud Kipchoge's story is a story of self-belief, self-reliance, determination, and believing that losing is part of this game. Sisi kama Wakenya ndio tulikuwa na pressure. Yeye hakuwa nayo. Eliud Kipchoge has gone through thick and thin ile wenye huwa wanaongelea. He has been there. Amekuwa trolled hadi mahali ilikuwa inasemekana he was involved in death of the
Kiptum.
Marathoner Kiptum. Ati ndio abakishe. Ameenda ameweka show na Ineos. Hakuna mtu mwingine ameweka show. Hiyo ni solo. Hiyo ilikuwa show. Amekuwa marketer for Kenya. Ameingia polisi. Polisi tu ndio ajengia. Unajua?
No, I think we should just conclude that
all athletes, just police officers.
Because when you are an athlete, you don't become a police officer so that you can help run after thieves. It's a marketing. Wewe tu hapo hivyo. Na ni kila talent. Sijui wewe mbona hujaingia polisi na vile ni mwana habari noma.
Nakimbiza tu habari.
Nakimbiza is an artist. And he is a police officer. Anapeana hiyo face hapo hivyo. Unaona? Kuna
all right, so putting athletes as police officers, including Rudisha, by the way, who is also a police officer, right? Is a marketing strategy for Kenya.
And
visit Kenya. Visit Rwanda yetu.
You know people like Fendo Godwin. Ukijana uko mnoma sana na future atakuwa kitu kubwa sana. Na on a place maybe ya kwe kama yeye ndiye IG, Inspector General of Police. Alafu nasikia headlines imeandikwa Godwin tear gases.
Hiyo itapita wengi lakini tumeipata. So Eliud Kipchoge, congratulations to him still.
Congratulations to him, by the way, sijasema congratulations to you Eliud Kipchoge. Alifanya his best. By the way, akitaka sasa anaweza retire.
Which I was going to ask, does that mean the end of him? I haven't seen any statement showing if he's retiring or not.
Yeah. Just to add on what you've been saying, another thing is like I like the humility of Eliud Kipchoge and the quote that he comes up with and trying to give people, no human is limited.
Yeah.
That's a quote that really can inspire you if you feel that you cannot achieve something. No human is limited. Another thing comes from the trollings that came in place. I know as a person, as a communicator, that you might also be running there, but some of these things, they might be causing you might seem to be okay and all right, but some of those things might be placing you at a very critical, which also bring us to how we use and manage our social media, more so to the creme de la creme things that happen. There are some things that you might never even be engaged on or even not have done, and everything just is put on your shoulders. Like right now, if you maybe have a girlfriend and by bad luck she loses her life, or a boyfriend, the first person who will be suspected will be the boyfriend. You'll be taken to the police to write statements, and when you've been captured for that, then they can begin trolling you. So it also brings to us being, knowing how to use social media and how we are managing it. Otherwise, I'll just like to say, on the retirement, if it's time to retire, we should also know when a good dancer knows when to leave the stage, so that we can also have now some new brands coming in and things like that, because we also need a state where we live honorably, and when his name is at top. There is one mentor who told me one day that the best time to leave a place is when now you are creme de la creme, when you are still being recognized. But if you wait for circumstances and nature to remove you, it may leave you in a very shameful position.
That's for sure. Still up to him to decide, right?
Yes.
Whether this is the end or he will show up in LA in 2028. He's just he's still a young man. I believe he's still under 40.
No human is limited.
No human is limited, no matter the age. So one thing I wanted to mention though also is that Emmanuel Wanyonyi, who won gold and beat Kipchoge, right? It's this same race that Kipchoge was in. He is 20 years old, right? He's just 20 years old, and he has a gold for himself in the Olympics. So this is the kind of talent we hope to keep around, and congratulations to him. Just to like to read his quote here on the Standard, which says, "I talked to David Rudisha before the race, and he told me if I use my tactics well and put it in my mind, I will make it. He told me to go in front, control the pace, and believe in myself. So I followed it and raced like he did in London 2012. Emmanuel Wanyonyi actually broke the record that David Rudisha had put there back in 2020.
What an inspiration, bro.
Right?
What
a young man. Not hizo zile zenye news utokea home back then. I remember when Rashford was starting out at Man U at just 18 or 19 there. Mzazi anageuka hivi anakuangalia, anauliza na wewe unafanya nini wewe? Wao wako 19 20 wanafanya nini? So inspiration for my 20-year-old Emmanuel. He actually turned 20 at the Olympics. So good for him, right? And just more information that the next games will be held in LA in 2028, and July 14th to 30th. So tuko US 2028. Also congratulations to Malkia Strikers and Shujaz, who put in a spirited fight in volleyball and also in rugby respectively. We were also represented in swimming, in fencing and judo. Unajua fencing ni nini? Pia judo ile unachezanga huko kwa nyumba, it was there in the Olympics. Now we were represented. So hopefully we present Mondio tuweze kufika Italy ya US 126 medals.
Kweli. Now kuna kitu inaitwa hiyo fencing. Fencing unajua sisi tulikuwa tunaisikia tukiwa high school. Kumbe kitu inaweza peleka watu.
Maybe for the benefit of our viewers who don't know what fencing is. Fencing ni nini?
Fencing tunapaswa tuelezee watu hii fencing ambayo iko Olympic ni nini. But just before tuende kwa fencing. Turudi kwa story yenye iko kwa Daily Nation. That top story. Those are medals tungeongeza kwa hii Olympic.
Very true.
Tungekuwa mbele sana. Yes, tungefikia US. But if you had gold medal ya Yavi na hao wengine, Fendon said kidogo. Good. If you had gold medal ya Yavi. Mwenye ako Bahrain na yeye anasema alipewa chance, alitafuta chance akanyimwa. Kama tunge add ya Bernard Lagat, Eunice Chumba, Rose Chelimo zingekuwa zetu na hizi zote zenye ziko hapa, si ndio? Let me tell you something that is not being talked about huko nje. That these talents venye wanasema they are being sold, sio kitu imeanza saa hizi. Na inaanza from mashinani. Wanaweka kitu inaitwa gatekeeping. Upande wa Uasin Gishu uko kote Rift Valley. Ukispotiwa uko na talanta ya kukimbia, kitu cha kwanza inakuwa kuzimwa. Ukishaona mtu amefika hapo na ameenda mpaka Olympic, jua amepitia all those. Amezimwa. Wengine they've had hadi kuhongana. Eti ndio waingie trials. Si wa qualify, kuingia trials za qualify. Such disappointments zinawapeleka huko. Some politicians have been taking advantage of that. Wanachukua, wanasema the same way nurses tunawasomesha KMTC tunawauza, we'll do the same to our people. That is modern day slavery.
Very true.
There are stories for ground in here which implicate even the current president, that when he was an MP in Eldoret, watu walikuwa wanauzwa. Na kama he was doing that when he was an MP, what is he doing today? Wanakuja, wanakupea deal. Wanakuambia, we want to take you to Qatar. Pesa zenye Qatar wanatoa, I'm taking this percentage, you're taking the rest of percentage, uende ujiunde ukiwa Qatar. But hizo pesa wao walikulia, anasema let's say mimi nitachukua 30%, your team itachukua 10%, then wewe utachukua 60%.
Not even 60, sometimes even low.
Acha tupeane tu hiyo kidogo, tuseme tu 60 ndio ikuwe generous. But in real sense ni vile bado sijapata the exact figures. Na Daily Nation wamenifurahisha kufanya stories kama hii juu. There were times I wanted kuanza kuinvestigate stories za hawa athletes wenye walienda na inasemekana it was modern day slavery. Na wanaendaga some of them kina waramba. Wenye tunaona hapa hivi wamekuwa successful ni kidogo. There is a big percentage ya watu wenye walienda maisha ikawakaukia, wakashindwa mpaka na hiyo talent. Squeezes wamekuwa for the ladies, wamekuwa maids ama mboch huko. For the men wako huko squeeze wanasukumaga mkokoteni. Ama kuna mkokoteni Qatar.
Haziwezi kosa.
Hizo ndo kazi wanafanya. Yetu wakitoka hapa hivi mtu alikula pesa zao.
Right.
So such scandals should be talked about.
The Daily Nation calls it a scandal of Kenya's athletics talent drain. And the piece that we have here on page 4 and page 5 points out that there are insiders in Athletics Kenya who could be aiding the transfer of these young talented Kenyans from Kenya to other countries for personal benefit, with the powerful officials luring in the junior-most athletes, most of them who are naive or who are being promised better opportunities, as Ojwang has broken it down there. And I just have the list of people who participated in the most recent Olympics. So acha tusome hizo majina. Ulikuwa umeshaanza na watatu pale before tuingize hapo. Fendo pia tuambie maoni yake hapa ni yepi. Na pia nimepata ile information ya fencing. So wale walikuwa wameenda kuanza kukata inaitwa zile kitu tunaweka kwa fence kayapos, sio hiyo, put that kayapo down. That's not the fencing that I'm about to tell you about. But in the meantime, these are the people who have brought us medals in this latest Paris Olympics. Winfred Yavi Mutile, who won the women's 3,000 meter steeplechase gold for Bahrain. Bernard Lagat, who has been competing for the USA in 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters. We have Eunice Chumba, who's represented Bahrain in the women's 10,000 meters. We have Saif Said, who has represented Qatar in 3,000 meters steeplechase. Rose Chelimo represented Bahrain in the women's marathon. Nora Jeruto competed for Kazakhstan. Nikwambia tu point Kazakhstan kwa map.
Unaweza point. Hizo countries ziko related mahali wanapelekwa. Ukisikia mtu alienda US ama Canada, huyo deal yake ilikuwa kubwa sana. But for hao wengine simple nyaitwa jamaa boda boda na mama mboga.
That's what you're saying, ikifika pale kakiumana ana turn to domestic work. Okay. Lona Chemtai Salpita, running for Israel. Yes. Delvin Meringor is now representing Romania in the women's marathon. Khan Kigen Ozbilian, huyu ni kama atasha change jina bwana. Khan Kigen Osbilen has been running for his adopted country Turkey in the marathon. So page 4 and page 5 is showing these images. Na kwanza wameka hapa picha moja ya Winfred ambaye alikuwa interviewed after na akaulizwa hiyo swali ya namna gani msichana kanesa wanaitanga aje huko watu wa East watinda hata ni aje huko Bahrain na tunakungoja nyumbani. But she says she's unsuccessfully tried to represent Kenya and competed in various trials locally but did not catch the eye of Kenyan selectors. Her first major international race for Bahrain came at the 2017 World Athletics Championships in London where she finished 8th place. Ameshinda gold. I wanted to actually read like her whole list ndo watu wasikie uchungu lakini ni refu. To spend so much time here, but you need to know she has won gold. Maybe to just mention the participation, the places she participated in on behalf of Bahrain. Yeah, World Athletics Under 20 Championship. Aliparticipate hiyo. Aliparticipate in Asian Games in Jakarta in 2018. Nikimention unajua aliwin kitu. Gold, bronze, silver. Asian Games in Jakarta in 2018. We have the Continental Cup in Czech Republic. In Arab Championship huko amewin kwanza gold 2 in steeplechase. In Bahrain in 2019 World Athletic Championships in Doha, Qatar pia alikuwa pale. Olympics for the first time in 2020 representing Bahrain. Olympics also 2022 World Athletics Championship alikuwa pale. Amewin Arab Games in Algeria, World Athletic Championship in Budapest, Asian Games in China and Olympics in 2020. There's more. So this is brain drain in athletics. It is skill drain in athletics. What can we do to keep them around, Fendo? If there's anything at all to do even.
One, it begins with the people we elect in parliament and in offices. But before I go to that, what we can do, I'd like just to say that in as much as the cover pages that, you know, the USA, one for USA, one for Qatar, and these are just people we've been seeing in Kenya, and these are Africans winning for other countries. They actually
say Winfred trains in Kenya.
Yeah. So in any case, it is an Africa which is still winning. You cannot say that. I know I'm being political in some way. Even France, when they were this time, lifting the World Cup, the people who did that, it was just Africa winning, you know. But because of the country,
so you're saying there's something to celebrate here?
Yeah, no, like I can just say this is just Africa winning. But Africa is winning. Africa is producing now, is being on the map, you know. Because you cannot say Bernard Langat is a USA. He is black. Jamani Mkenya.
Lagat. Ni Mkenya. So first of all is that Africa tuko huko nje tumeenda sana.
Yeah, so Africa we have cream de la cream. So the question now that begs, why is this happening in this world of today? Because, you know, countries like Lionel Messi, we recognize him in this country. Cristiano Ronaldo, we recognize him in this country. When they're going to play World Cup, you know, in this country, like you find that even this sports person is known than even the president of the country. If you ask people, the president of Argentina right now, they'll not be able. But the captain of football of that country, you know, even the prime minister of Jamaica, most people do not know him, but we know Usain Bolt, and we know them as 100 meters, and even their flag and their national anthem being sung. You know, those are glory. So we are coming to this point and even ask ourselves, who are some of the CSS for the sports that have always been happening there? The sports committee in parliament, who are those people? Are they expertise in this field? Are they people who can nurture these talents and sports? The big answer here is no. So we've taken it just as something. If you want to reward political, you know, cronies, just look, there is that Minister of Sports, you can go there. You know, they take the most useless person to go to that position. Right now, if the reshuffling of the cabinet has happened, who has been thrown to the sports?
Man like Kipchumba Murkomen.
Kipchumba, we recognize him as a footballer. He knows how to play football, but is he a person who can take this, you know, sports and this at least to the next level? Another thing here, you find that people are being sold. You know, we have
slavery.
We have gold, but we don't know what it is. The same way you've been reporting that there is a house help in, was it Lavington or Runda?
In Runda.
Who got gold
and sold it for
4,000. Yet that gold was 680,000. So, you know, she had that gold. She did not know the value. and she sold it to 4,000. The same way Kenyan government does not know the value of these athletes. They're selling them even at throwaway price. So these stories are related. So when you are looking at that house help as a stupid person, as a naive person who does not understand herself, it's the same thing that the government of Kenya is doing. Is selling gold to foreign countries
without knowing the value of
the value of it.
Yeah.
So we must really structure, and sports has shown to us that we can place Kenya on the map. So it must be given priority that it deserves. You know, it's not so many days that we can predict, like in a few days to come, you'll see these people at the airport sleeping down, that they cannot have a hotel to sleep on. Harambee Stars have been going out to represent Kenya, but you find that they are locked in a hotel because they cannot pay.
Yeah.
And there is a politician there wearing a belt that can afford, accommodation for those people in the entire training period.
Yes.
Yeah, a watch alone. Somebody saying that is putting on a watch alone of 17 million, and there's somebody even in the TV I've seen that we are doing robotics. These are something, and you can see this is creme de la creme.
Yeah,
we are requesting Kenyans to take us somewhere, sponsors to come on board.
Yeah.
And in the same country, a politician is putting on a watch worth 30 million shillings, putting on a shoe worth 100,000 shillings, and somebody cannot go and represent the country. So we must structure this sports department.
Right. It's a leadership crisis everywhere, from Athletics Kenya to the committees that are in parliament to who we put in as CSS for these respective ministries. I like that. I also like the analogy between that and the house help in Runda, that we are selling gold to foreign countries without knowing the value. Saizi ndo tuna react that Winfred Yavi Mutile, kumbe unaweza tuletea gold kadhaa.
And this is not the first case. There was a guy who went to KDF 5 times. He could not be recruited. He went to US only once and he was recruited to the army. So we are asking ourselves, is it that the Kenyan army is so powerful, is so, than the US army?
Yes.
Or something's just happening. Even in the recent demonstration, we could see that there are some police officers who cannot throw tear gas. They're even throwing tear gas at themselves.
Yes.
They are detonating those tear gases for themselves. Some are even, being crippled by those gadgets.
Yes.
This just means somebody somewhere is just taken from the blankets. Awe kuja kuna chance ya polisi. The parent or the mother just takes the papers and, and blanket akiingia pale. So we must really look into these issues, competence and protecting this, because these are creme de la creme that we have.
Yes. So just to say also, before John comes in, naona unawashwa na kitu hapo. World Athletics actually permits the athletes to change their nationalities twice and compete for that nationality, but for the second time they can only do it to the original country. So tuko na chance, if the government was serious, waende after watu waambie cheki sawa, poleni. The same thing they did to she's called Alexandra Ndolo. Alexandra Ndolo is actually the one who represented us in fencing. So fencing ni mchezo wa swords, si kama ule wa President William Ruto, but ni mchezo wa swords, it's called fencing. You can go look for it. Alexandra Ndolo was formerly representing Germany. Alikuwa represent Germany, aliclaim silver for Germany at the last World Championship. Now represent Kenya this time round in Paris 2024, and it's self-sponsored. Being informed by my producer there that it's self-sponsored, so that's also something to keep in mind.
We can help build Kenya again in terms of sports and entertainment. A few things we can do. Kama gava iko serious inataka kusaidia vijana, warudi kwa hao watu. Kama hao kwanza waanze na hao wenye wameshinda. Juu watasema hawajui, tu assume tu
hawajui ni kina nani wako kwa nje.
Deal ni gani? What is it that these countries are offering our people? Bahrain, Qatar, Kazakhstan, have you looked at the economic GDP? Hatuko mbali na wao. In most aspects we are better than them. Including hata Bangladesh. We are better than them. Juu sidhani Kenya tunaweza kubali kuruliwa na mtu mzee hivyo. But they agreed. Sasa get to know the deals wanapewa, wapee pia. Rudi hapa Kenya. Magical Kenya ni ya kubrand Kenya na kusell Kenya. There is a CS mwenye anapendwa nchini Kenya, aliishi kuwa anaitwa Najib Balala. Kila gava alikuwa anapewa hiyo. He's only kitu iliwahi niuma na yeye kabisa ni kuendea brand ambassador London, United Kingdom. Naomi Campbell, just because she is a
renowned international actress model.
Do this, wachana na huyo. Hawa ambao wanakimbia vile mnawachukuaga mnawapeleka polisi, wapee vitu kama hizi. Nani hawezi taka kuwa associated na Kenya yenye brand ambassador ni Faith Kipyegon?
I want it.
Nani hawezi taka kuwa related na Kenya yenye waweke kwa hizo sectors? Wacha wao watu brand, let them be our face.
Yes.
Even in parliament you could see there is no expertise individuals there to talk even about athletics. Just look at some of the comments that are coming from the members of parliament. Look, even the comments coming from Esther Passaris, you know, and you know we've lost it. She should not even associate herself with the sports person. You know, Yavi said she went there, it was because of incompetence. So has Esther Passaris ever been to the athletics to even comment on those things? You know, so if you have those people even commenting on sports, then we are being doomed.
The mouthpieces of our sportsmen are not even competent enough.
Competent to speak for them. And we know high schools in Kenya that have been doing well in sports. Why can't we empower these people, form committees with these people to see to it? Because I see the only way now Kenya can succeed outside is through these sports. And should we give it priorities and respect that it deserves, then we can, you know, put Kenya at the world
stage.
At the world stage,
Right.
And at the world geographical map where we can be seriously recognized. But leaving this thing to have comments like individuals like Esther Passaris, you know.
Now some of these leaders are two-term or more than two-term member of parliament. But they don't know this. Meaning kuna pia ukitaka kusaidia wa Kenya hapo ndo tulikuwa ukitaka kusaidia wa athletics. The leaders that we put in place kwa NOC, kwa FKF, kwa Ministry of Sports ni watu hao.
Yes.
Mimi siwezi jam nikasikia Dennis Oliech ako FKF president. He knows, he has been a footballer, anajua shida wanapitia. Mimi siwezi jam nikisikia Eliud Kipchoge ameretire leo na amekuwa CS Sports.
Very true.
What I would do ni ati ningeweka now PS mwenye si wa athletics, maybe ni wa football
to ensure.
Unaona? Ama a technocrat ku ensure hizi vitu zina happen. And then vitu kama as in, let these people who are, si tunasemaga kiongozi ni kioo, si ndio?
Yes.
It is a representation of who we are.
The people, yes.
Stop then giving a fan of Manchester United just because he's a fan of Manchester United ahead sports.
Yes.
Pea mtu mwenye anacheza atusaidia wengine kwenda Manchester United.
David Ndii will tell you that will not get us re-election in 2027.
David Ndii is the same person when the revolution of Gen Z was starting. He said these are doing what? Digital
wankers.
He's the same person, right? When that happened, hao watu wakatoka kwa wakaenda, what did he say?
Alisema alichange mind.
Na hata wao walimchangia jina, wakaanza kumuita hiyo jina ya tumbo. Yet we know him for his thinking. I don't know what happens.
You know, individuals like David Ndii is an experimentalist, is a theorist, you know. And I think sometimes it's high that the youth are given these platforms to lead these things. The issue that David Ndii is even taking to, and if the economical advisor of Kenya, I want to say it very clearly that individuals like David Ndii are the individuals that should be taken home, because these are people whose knowledge is nizile za kitambo. Right now we need innovativeness. Come to KU, go to UON, go to these other universities, look for these young individuals, give them ideas, empower them, form like competitions to give models that can even help Kenyans. But should we bank on individuals like David Ndii to revive us from those times that we've been having an economical, then we are going to lose it day in, day out. I think these are experimentalists, these are theorists, people who have just read books, they want to take that theory and now put it like this. They are not practical in any nature. Umeshaona ule mtu amekram tu theory that even if he's being employed as a doctor to treat people, they will even want to come with the notes and they say
how to operate a brain of a human.
They are so theoretical that they are not pragmatic in their own handling. Another thing is that those individuals who were sports persons and they refused to represent Kenya in other countries, how did their lives end? Dennis Oliech is on record when he was wanted to go and represent
Who's
France.
that?
Dennis Oliech.
Dennis Oliech.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
So they wanted him to go to take a citizenship of other countries, and he refused. He said that he's going to represent Kenya. How did he end?
That did not bring him any good.
Yeah. Even in just entertainment industry, like in the celebrities that we've been having, we see them dying very miserable death, and even sometimes they have even glorified the government. They have even sung glory songs to some of political leaders. Look at Lady Maureen. So sometimes if these athletes go to the foreign countries to represent them, sometimes it's also understandable, because how has Kenyan handled these athletes?
Yes, good question.
When they are going to retire, how are they some even develop injuries running for these countries.
Yeah.
How do they go? How do their lives?
What will be the life of Eliud Kipchoge after retirement?
Munaenda mbali, munaongelea their lives after retiring. Hata hamjaona their lives after hiyo Olympic. Wanafika kufika tu hivi JKA, unaweza dhani
hakuna hata transport ya kuendea.
Hakuna, ni mtu ajipange.
Uchukue Uber hivi alafu mpingane na dereva Uber, unaishi mbali.
The good thing hata ni ati walikuwa na pesa. So ingekuwa hawana pesa, ni uchukue ya kwenyu Kangemi, uchukue Super Metro ikupeleke Thika.
Na umetoka audio na pata na Faith Kipyego audio.
Anataka kupangisha majamaa nini pale na dozo zake zote, just an agent somewhere alichukua ka bank na ama politician alichukua kaenda ku campaign nazo kipesa.
Let's actually tie it in with the story that is there on the second page of the Daily Nation, which involves the death of our athletes. New docu-series looks into the killing of Agnes Tirop and 2 other athletes. In all 3 cases, the women's intimate partners are the prime suspects. Just a quick comment on this one. The death of our athletes. Mnasema aje about this? What is the conspiracy? Or what is the outlook from you, where you gentlemen stand? Ojwang.
Manze, mambo ya vifo na vinavyohusu wanawake na vinahitaji opinions, inakuwa ngumu kwa mtu yeyote ambaye hajajipata kwa hiyo situation comment. Because humans are humans. Inaweza kuwa ni ukweli hadi ya boyfriends wa involved.
Yeah.
But pia kuna kitu Pendo alikuwa amesema, that the first suspect will always be that person. Whether you are innocent or not, and you will be trolled. You'll have your fingers with the DCI. Utaandikiwa hiyo crime ya your loved person, unaona? But pia the government inafaa kuwa inasaidia, inaonyeshana our intelligence haisaidii, iko chini bana. Ndio maana wasikia vitu zingine wakisema leteni FBI. Agnes Tirop, mnashindwa aje kufanya investigation ya mtu mkubwa hivyo? Kiptum. Mnashindwa kufanya aje investigation ya mtu mkubwa hivyo? When hadi watu online washaanza hadi kujifanyia investigation zao. Alikuwa ametoka club, alikuwa na lewa, alikuwa na driver. Kunasemekana kulikuwa na mwanamke hapo nyuma. Waligonga mti. Gari ilikuwa na shida gani? Such basic investigation questions they still don't have answers to, and yet we are talking about a future that we lost because in these Olympics they Kiptum angeshinda.
Yes, Kiptum angetuletea that gold very quick, and with a new world record. Tirop the same, and a host of others.
Very true. And Kiptum actually angeleta hiyo gold. So another thing is that love is a very beautiful thing, but most of the people cannot be able to manage. Some of these athletes wanaingianga kwa fame when they're still young. Some are still under 20, mtu kama Wanyonyi, and besides that, bado hajapita that. Unajua sasa mwana umetua kamili kama sasa wewe na mimi, an ordinary man, you've come here some character development, this is how ladies behave, this is how they do that, Yes. So they might come into this thing and they have money, they have fame, so they cannot know how to handle some of those things, some of those relationships. Another thing, yes, as you said, these people, they hold a lot of interest. They even somebody from another country who might also not want you to. He knows you that in 2028 you are a threat to that. And the way that they can reach you is through some of those, partners. Sometimes they may even not know. And you've seen how these cases of doping, that sometimes you might be on news and you've been disqualified because of doping, but it's just your chaya maziwa and something like that, kunywa pale, kumbe certain elements ama certain sugar haikubaliki pale, or certain coffee or certain just something like that haikubaliki pale, which brings this to ignorance. So when these people are here, they need not just to having coach or it's just about the running on the field. I think there is some bigger percentage about the social life, because a person, a human being, or even government, you must be the society in you, there must be some religious nature in you, there must be some love and lessons and things like those one. So they need these people to be able to be coaching them. Sometimes even psychologists, sometimes even, you know, mentors, the like Bimwa Safara, you know, sometimes like kama mimi fendo man hapa naweza kupatia sasa when you getting a girlfriend, this partner here, you now need to do like this, to do like this. When a partner starts, yeah, some sort of some
character development amepitia
yeah, by then anaweza kupatia training pale mzuri kabisa. So lazima ukwe pale. It's just like today ukipatia Ojwang sasa hizo wewe tumekupatia this position where sasa wewe ndio una hold record ya Africa, wewe ndio athlete. But you know other decision ya ku make for who you to stay with, itakuwa wrong. Of course, advisors. You need serious.
So even like the way they do for KDF soldiers, they need to take care of they need to think about the family aspect of huyu tunamtuma Somalia, familia ameacha kukwaje. Pia same thing with athletes. As they do that, concentrate on that. Pia unaangalia wametravel na familia iko sawa, kuna beef nyumbani, uko na stress, uko na mental health.
In human beings inakwanga from circumcision. Akisha kutaisa wanakuambianga sasa mambo ya kutembea na wasichana hivi na hivi, sasa waache. Sasa you've now become a grown up. Sasa hii maneno ya kucheza wasichana wakicheza kwa
cheka na wasichana.
Sasa wewe nafasi unatembea hivi. Sasa samani nunua kuku yako, nunua njiwa yako pale, weka pale. You know, you are being now nurtured into that thing. And mostly celebrities, they need to be, you know,
they lack that.
Okay, if today you are told that you are now the Minister of Communication and Authority, you are giving you 5 vehicles, salary of 1.8 million, you know, if you have not married or if you don't have a partner, the chances of making a wrong decision are higher than making the correct choice.
Kweli nitakimbia Paris mbio kama Murkomen nifikie tu hiyo closing ceremony.
Kweli kabisa.
Anyway, no, we move from athletics, but just a conclusion is that congratulations to all the athletes, and we hope those who are out there not representing Kenya can find some faith or Faith Kipyegon kuonyesha njia nyumbani. Maybe utatu represent next time. Alafu pia there's a lot of work to be done in athletics Kenya to ensure that we are not losing this talent, but also that this death hizi za athletes zinafuatiliwa vizuri. Hiyo kazi yenu, put the finya pale kwenye investigation agencies to ensure kwamba your own are being taken care of. But that's a big assumption to make if at the top of the athletics Kenya, wenye wako kwa hiyo board na wenye wanasimamia leadership ndio wanafanya hiyo brain drain wenyewe na ndio wafuatilie hizo cases. So there's a lot of work to be done. Now, as Fendo said, the first place always to start is parliament. Ensure parliament iko fixed, other athletics Kenya itakupatia stress.
Everything will
keep in check, right? Guys, it's 9:31 in the morning. I want us to turn our guns, just like Ruto is, to politics. The Standard says Ruto trains gun at PSs in shuffle. Who goes? Who stays? After the radical surgery on the cabinet that saw 13 members dropped, the axe is about to land on the principal secretaries, with those in the know saying at least 15 will be dropped to pave way for a broad-based government. A picture of President William Ruto hapo naonyeshwa ambaye ni yeye atakuwa akifanya hizo changes. There's likely some slots, according to insiders of the Standard and the Nation, show that slots kama 12 zitaendea mzee Raila Odinga na watu wake wa ODM. I'm not sure if other factions within the Azimio side will get something, but it's clear that ODM will be picking something. In a statement or in something that we played earlier on with President William Ruto akiwa kwetu nyumbani na governor wa kwangu Simba Arati anaonekana pale akimwambia, na wewe ni mtu ya ODM, ikifika pale mbele tunaona UDM mambo imeanza kuwa mbaya, ikifika pale mbele mambo ushinde mahali pa kwenda. Mimi kama deputy party leader wa ODM ninakukaribisha urudi ODM.
Kazi yao kubwa.
Kazi yao kubwa ni kukaribishana. So it's from Arati's point of view, that ODM is a stronger one in this current, mess and push and whatever chess game is being played in politics right now. From Arati's side, naona ODM is a strong one. From what we were discussing last week, Ojwang Mariam, and the other week, is that it seems President William Ruto is the one diluting ODM and ensuring hapo hakuna watu wa kumsumbua, hakuna ODM ya kumsumbua, opposition ya kumsumbua, ameweka mzee in check, na mzee pale Januari mambo inaweza kuwa sawa, ingie AUC. Fendo atatuambia how that looks like so far. But it seems 3 weeks into this thing, it's not clear nani yako wapi. Wale wengine, wale Kalonzo na na Martha Karua, and we have Eugene Wamalo as well on the other end, saying that hawatakuwa involved in what Ojwang calls the broad-based government, ama the broad-based or bread-based government. Yes, let's start there and then see who takes the PSs and who doesn't. Ojwang Mariam,
twende kwetu.
Tuanze na wewe.
Haya. Hiyo ilikuwa ni evident na ni must happen. The PSs waende because ukishasikia mahali shakuwa serikali ni nini, shake up inaanzaga juu, inaendaga mpaka chini kwa tule to boards to sub counties. Wote lazima kutakuwa na mabadiliko. And I want to look kidogo to among PSs. Those who could go, those who could stay. Julius Koril, State Department for Cabinet Affairs, could stay. Could stay. Raymond Omolo, Interior and National Administration, is a child, let's say that, of Baba and ODM. But alisaliti ODM.
Alisaliti Baba.
Na after kusaliti Baba, akachukuliwa na Ruto. And in terms of performances as a PS for hapo kwa Kithure Kindiki, he has tried himself, especially kwa communication. This is still the same cabinet that state department ama cabinet yenye ilichukua Francis Kashuri from Citizen. Kutoka hapo hivyo communication imekuwa fiti sana, such that mnaenda mnapigwa na tear gas, but it's not the CS Interior National Coordination that people question much. It's the IG.
It's the IG. Oh,
IG, how do you do that? It's the IG. Oh, it's Adamson Bungei. Bungei is a regional commander. But makosa yanaanza wapi? Pale juu. So ako ina limbo huyu. Huyu ako ina limbo, but anaweza rudi. Dr. Chris Kipto kwa National Treasury. Pia inamata na ni wapi ulikuwa umewekwa. Ndo ungolewe ni wapi ulikuwa umewekwa. Kama mtu alikuwa kwa National Treasury, ni ngumu aende. Inamaanisha ako trusted sana na mwenye the appointing authority. Haya, James Muhati, State Department for Economic Planning. This guy could go. This guy could go juu kama ako kwa economic and planning, then anajuana sana na watu kama Moses Kuria, because of the name. Moses Kuria bisha hadi milango, and he could come back as PS akamanage. Ile mikutano yote amefanya kwa Baba home, inaweza msaidia. Koriri Sing'oei, kuna hawa wengi sana, akina Sing'oei, Kipto, hawa watapunguzwa kidogo. Roslyn Njogu, Edwin Kisiangani ni some of the people wenye tuwezi taka watoke, tumeona kazi yao ni kama kidogo, as in you can gauge yeah. People like Edward Kisiangani, kuna John Kipchumba wa ICT and Digital Economy atabakishwa because rais anataka mtu anaweza trust. Now that ameshaanza kupiga deal na Meta, angetaka mtu anaweza trust ndo hata yeye aone kama atapata place ya kukulia. So the question of nani atakuwa chopped of who goes who stays, ina revolve around hapo hivyo. Pia people wenye hajapata CS na ni strong from the ODM wenye wanafaa kuingia, kitu hadi tunaweza angalilia because it's predictions, right?
Yes. Is there a few you have that you think can make it to the PS wenye wako ODM, wako sides ya ODM Azimio?
Acha nisiwaongelele hao.
Sawa.
Yes, thank you very much. And with that in place and the PSS, it is very clear, and from how the things are moving, Ruto is already playing the politics of 2027.
Okay.
When he took Hassan Joho, Oparanya, and who else? Some big wigs, you know. But Joho was now to bring the votes for Mombasa. Oparanya was to bring votes for Kakamega County from the Western region. So I think he's already out campaigning for 2027. And as usual, let no politician lie to any Kenyan that he putting the country first, and then these people, they put the party first, then the country second. So what he's just trying to do is trying to capture the coastal votes through Hassan Joho. He's trying to capture the Kakamega votes and the Western region votes through Oparanya. Who else was
John Mbadi
of Kisumu,
right?
So he's trying to
and basically of Kisii.
Basically Raila Amolo Odinga, what I see, and this is my opinion, Raila Odinga is retiring from politics in design, leaving this campaign mercenaries and campaign guns and machine guns to William Samoei Ruto that right now as I'm going for AU chairmanship, I'm giving you Mombasa, I'm giving you Kakamega, I'm giving you Kisii, and I'm giving you Kisumu through those appointments. So this the PSS position, I'm not seeing anything different, and will tell me when we meet again. They're just there for political correctness. And I once said here that if today a politician, or if today Martha Karua proves that she has numbers, because Ruto is interested in somebody with the numbers, he will be brought to board and given even any position. They can even impeach this person.
Even deputy president.
Yeah, if Rigathi Gachagua proves that he doesn't have numbers, that position will be impeached as early as today evening. Politics and Ruto, and politics is numbers.
So can we say this game is only being played by Ruto and Raila, and the rest are just in the mix-up?
Absolutely, this game is being played by Ruto, and Ruto is very intelligent. I think you've asked a question between ODM and the UDA.
Who's on the menu?
Who is on the menu? ODM is on the menu. There is no way ODM will swallow UDA. And because UDA right now has some carrots to dangle to this ODM, it has some, gifts to give the people. And this now brings to what Uhuru Kenyatta was saying, that we are being sold, and things that Rigathi Gachagua could not see. When Ruto was going to join Jubilee, he went there with some clear manifestos. You're going to give me this number of PSS. You're going to give me this number of CSS. He had some tangible written up agreement that he could bank on it to get from Uhuru Kenyatta. It did not go there for free. This position in parliament, this ministry, you're going to give it to me. How did Rigathi Gachagua go to William Ruto without a party, without manifesto, without demands from him? Right now,
he's not getting any slots.
And they will tell, we did not make an agreement with you to protect this interest. When he was going there, he was saying that, this person is Mulevi, this person, he could not protect any interests. This is like going to take your sister to be married to somebody. Let us have some. No, you don't have any demands. You don't have any manifestos. You don't have any goals. You don't even have anything for your communities. But you're just going to go. In fact, they're even telling you, burn your houses there. Come, we have a very big house here. That was what Rigathi Gachagua was. That father was telling you that this we're going to fire. Telling you, wewe ni mlevi, things like those ones. Sisi huku tunaenda, si nyumba iko.
Nyumba iko mbele, wewe choma hiyo tu.
Now when you come there now notice,
hii nyumba iko na wengine back part.
Hapa mbona watu wananiambia kaa kando?
Iko kitchen kuna wengine.
Hapa si kwako. Hapa kuna wanga na baba waibo moyo songa hapo kando. These people, so this now is bringing what Uhuru Kenyatta was saying, that these people are being merchandised at a wholesale price. So Ruto is now at campaign spree. Right now, if Rigathi Gachagua want to go for for presidency in 2027, he needs to make friends from other regions. If you go to Mombasa to make friendship, Joe is already with the William Ruto. If you go to Kakamega, Oparanya, Wetangula, and Musalia Mudavadi, they are already in government.
It's a long list.
Today we've seen Simba Arati in Kisii trying to tell, we can work together, actually,
Even after all those wars with Osoro.
Yeah, all the campaign mercenaries are with him. And that's why even Rigathi Gachagua is now began saying, wacha tutaona nini inaendelea. Wacha sasa vile tumefika, wacha sasa ikuwe vile itakuwa. Because you cannot do anything. The person you are calling Mulevi is at home now saying sasa, wewe ulienda kule kuna baba mzuri kule
ashiki simu by the way.
Sasa wewe ulipelekwa kwa mansion ukaacha nyumba yako ya nyasi. You cannot be that stupid or naive for that. So these PSS positions, they are going to be politically instigated. That CS who was eliminated was sacked, but proved to have numbers, proved to be quite can marshal numbers, will now be brought in. But there is no technocrat who is going to fill those positions, and more DM members are going to
come in. All right. Ojwang,
ukweli,
who's on the menu, alafu uendelee na yako.
Ukweli. Who's on the menu ni swali ngumu, as I had said. And this is why, if UDA is on the menu, na tuseme Raila Amolo Odinga, former prime minister and party leader of ODM, anataka kumaliza UDA, then amejikosea. Amejikosea kwa sababu CS wake ndiye ako kwa treasury size. So kama President Ruto anataka kitu kisukumwe, atatumia huyo, whether it's good, whether it's bad, and it involves taxes, bills na vitu kama hivyo, atatumia John Mbadi. Sawa? Akifanya hivyo, nani watapigwa? Ni ODM, si ndio? So hapo hivyo Ruto anakuwa ameshinda. Umeshika?
Yes.
But Raila hayuko hapo Ruto ashinde. Raila ako hapo, wao washinde, but washakuwa pamoja, they've gone in bed, they were together because hii serikali iko walikuwa kwa timu moja, yes. Especially in 207, right. So we are going back to 207 politics. What does that tell you if you are going back to 207 politics? It's not a must for Ruto to win in 2027. Because in 207 bado walikuwa hapo na walikuwa na all influence na wakaenda. Na hiyo kitu inafanya sasa Ruto akuwe yeye ndiye sasa anakuliwa yeye. Hapo hivyo. Yeye sasa
kwa menu hapo sasa.
Yeye ndiye kwa menu.
Let me correct that. In 207 Ruto was not the president, you know. It was Mwai Kibaki. And that's why I'm saying explain. That carrot, yeah. And that's why this one is the president right now.
That's why it's different, the dynamics between him and Raila. He has something to show
from his angle. From his angle, this one is the president.
The one
and for that factor, a president who is ready to even, you know, take a victory by, you know, by through rigging.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, there will be no rigging in 2027, guys. So don't say that because President Ruto is the president right now that he can't go in 2027. These Kenyans have hope. All they want is good leadership. They don't care who is the president. So kama tuna go back to 207, the reason why kama tuna go back to 207 inamaanisha Ruto wako same side na Raila same side, si ndio? Na Raila anatafuta plan ya kuenda home. Kama hii ndio plan yake ya kuenda home, then amemaliza ODM. Amemaliza ODM juu ODM ni baba na baba ni ODM. Si ndio? How you exit ina mata sana. All the other parties that have fallen zimekuwa zinafikisha mtu president inakufa natural death. Hii itakuwa ni wewe umeishi kuwa pro people Odinga wa democracy, Odinga wa mwenye alileta 47 counties, Odinga mwenye ali-influence kwa na women reps, but right now we will know you as Odinga mwenye alipewa AUC akavunja hicho chama kwa kutesa wa Kenya zaidi.
That's very true. On that,
that's a really bad way to end a legacy.
That I agree. Totally.
Rigathi Gachagua, people could think that he has lost, but he has not lost yet.
So the star is right?
He has not. Ruto and the star is saying Ruto and Raila packed bolster Rigathi Mount Kenya grip. He has not lost.
Yes.
All he needed to do ni kufanya chenye anafanya saizi. Apunguze hiyo kifua, akubali hawa watu. He has never been interested publicly with the presidency. It's not the same case in 2012 when they were bringing in the 2013 government, where President Uhuru and Ruto said, utakuwa president, nitakuwa deputy. Yangu 10, yako 10. We've not heard about that thing.
Them too, yeah.
Kutoka Rigathi akuwe DP, hajawahi bado kubalika kama DP the whole country. That's why people are saying that yeye ni wa Mount Kenya. Na always anapegianaga Mount Kenya. Ushakuwa mpaka DP and his fight has always been one. Mount Kenya kingship. Taking over from Uhuru Kenyatta. Sasa,
right.
He can use that.
So we can't write him off, as you said.
Not for presidency. Kunini?
Kwa na wait.
Kukua kwa serikali.
Kwa meza ambayo mambo yanaongelewa.
Ni meza anataka tu kukua kwa meza.
Hana numbers lakini hana party.
Hana numbers, hana parties. Party anaweza pata. In fact, word on the ground, kulingana kila mtu mwenye anaongea na yeye kwa ground, that way alliance ya Dr. Ekuru Aukot has already been sold to Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. So hiyo time when the time is right, because it's very hard for you to start a political party in Kenya. It's very hard hata ukuwe na pesa. Otherwise, every billionaire angekuwaga na political party yake. But it's easy for you uchukue chama cha Fendo Godwin, umwambie wewe ni kijana ya God, so utawin. Kuja ni kuonyeshe kuwin. Umunyang'anye hiyo that way party, unaibadilisha. PDR kulikuwa na chama kama hicho na kikumbuka, na kilikuwa na mbunge moja. It's the current UDA. So anaweza pata party.
Okay.
But hawezi pata presidency size.
On that, I really like to say that I agree with Ojwang with what he's saying. Clearly, I agree with him in most of the things. But in Kenya, what is a political party? In Kenya, a political party is an individual. When William Ruto was in Jubilee, he just said, I'm in UDA. And everything was set, everything was running.
Or in Kenya, an individual and a political party at some point
are almost the same.
Yeah.
Raila Amolo Odinga, if today says it's not ODM, it is PDM. You know, all the people and all the support will go there. So these people have managed to rig the society or the system into these people just revolving around an individual. If today Raila Amolo Odinga says that I am now, my party is called Fourth Way Alliance, all the people in ODM will go that and they will follow that and it will be party and everything. If Ruto says that now we are not in the way he said, we are not in Jubilee. So forming a political party really is
easy, as he said.
It is also about an individual and not about what. Another thing, you might have some good things that you really want to fight for Kenyans, but there is that political element that comes with it. That mathematical, that tribal card you have to play for you to be a president, that PR part, and that narrative part, formation of narrative for you to be a president. It's not always about good leadership and just, yes, you might want good leadership. If today PLO Lumumba goes to Vi, who is perceived to be as, quite some ethical leadership, he will lose it because he's not a politician. He'll not play now the
does
politics.
not have the political narrative.
Yeah, the political narrative. That unajua, the same way going to a girl, kumpatia PR, he'll build for you, a petrol station, all those things.
Hey, the game is rigged. Petrol station. I mean, I promise you move.
Mimi niko hapa hivi na kuita love of my life na hapo.
And in that narrative, you even don't have a car. You've even never gone to a petrol to feel even your own motorbike.
Giving promises.
The same way somebody was telling us that nyinyi tutaweka bilioni 50 kwa mavijana, you could see you are becoming a billionaire, so they don't have that aura and they don't have that thing. The only thing that I see is that if we the youth disagree and now say that this thing is not going to go tribal, then we take the individuals like Ojwang because he's an activist, Kasmuel Kaskazini, and now tell him that you proved you can air the issues and grievances of the Gen Z.
Now lead.
And Jimmy Wanjigi, you've proved that you know the economy of Kenya. So Jimmy Wanjigi, go for presidency. Kaskazini, go to deputize him to bring the it will be a game of numbers and not the game of ideologies and the game of the Bible and some good thing. It has to be numbers. Then you Ojwang, now you are a crowd mover. You can radicalize people. You can put sense to people.
Radicalize people. Ni accuse kubwa.
No, you can radicalize. There is two type of radicalization. To radicalize people
positively.
To positively and negatively. So come here, and when you're coming here, you're coming with the vote block of Mount Kenya. But as it stands, people are still going to vote in terms of tribal lines. And if you want to know that, look at how the 899 demonstration failed. Sisi Raila kwa serikali sasa sisi tumeshapatiwa kitu, we are not going for demonstration. And demonstration did not happen.
Numbers za watu walitokea hata Kisii rally.
So the main thing was not the demonstration happening, but what were the people saying about the demonstration not to happen? Because sasa sisi our leader amepangwa
sasa.
So that just clearly tells you that in 2027 it's not going to be anything different.
So as Ojwang was saying, do you think there's still space for na vile Stein nasema bolster, yani wamemwekea pillow soft chini ya kichwa. Rigathi Gachagua unaona has been bolstered.
So another thing, I think Rigathi Gachagua, he might win the Kenyan people's hearts, but he himself is destroying himself not to appeal to the national. You are a deputy president of Kenya. Even if you are faking it, fake it and just say that.
Fake it until it works.
Until it works. Say that Kenyans, we need to have the youth. But you cannot just be there that we the Mount Kenya people. It's a good narrative for your people, but leave that for your governor. Leave that for
your women rep,
provincial commissioners and DCs and DOs for that. But if Rigathi Gachagua today says that, that alone in itself is even secluding a certain region from Kenyans.
That's true.
That narrative alone is not even going to build him. You might have 8 million supporters who are only going in the wrong direction. And these are now say that ni government ya shareholders. Simina angalia pale hivyo. And then you are being a detriment to what you are beating Trumps about. And that's the way I always say that Ruto will win politics come day come night because he knows how to appeal to the people.
But the one thing that I've noticed, which is a problem with top leadership, is advisors. If Rigathi Gachagua can't get people to give him advice that he needs to appeal to a whole nation, and if President William Ruto can't get advisors to tell him about economic issues, then I wonder who are these people who are paid.
Clearly politics. Rigathi Gachagua was on record complaining that NIS is not giving you information. This means that he went to the, and it goes back to my first point, went to government without negotiating with that. I need to get this information. And those things. So they have managed to block him from getting the news information. So you are there on rooftop of cars blowing Trump with wrong information, you know.
That's right.
Ruto is enjoying NIS information.
Yeah.
When he's talking about something, he's talking about informed.
Yeah.
You know,
And
because
like
Gachagua is not getting
the same information as the president.
NIS information, and therefore he's going on the wrong direction, and unfortunately is accelerating it towards the wrong direction.
Own goals. Ojwang, it's 9:53 in the morning. I want us to start closing in, so utachukua yako second last, alafu tukikuja tena itakuwa ya mwisho.
Good.
Yeah.
Second last.
Yeah.
Wacha nikwambie. The buck starts and stops with the youth. When I say the youth, I mean the millennials and the Gen Zs. Currently, their population as voters stands at 55%. Ni kuzeeka tunazeeka, right? Meaning by 2027 kuna wazee wengi bado miaka yao itakuwa ishafika. Wakuwe hawataenda kuvote ama wakuwe pia
hawana nguvu.
Anaweza kosa kitu kingine kuliko nguvu. Wakuwa wameaga.
Wamekosa uhai.
Umeshika. Na kila mtu anajua if you want to win election, gawanyisha vijana. Sawa. Na wanagawanya vijana, wanachukua werevu na wajinga. If we don't have people like Fendo kwa hiyo crew ya wenye wanataka sasa maybe kutoa Ruto 2027, they are bound to fail. Do you know why? He has talked about a very unique personality. PLO Lumumba. That guy did wonders in this country. He never became president. Boniface Mwangi had ever tried MP seat. He never became.
Came in
Very
third.
true.
Distant
True,
third.
Distant third, meaning kura zake zilikuwa finyu. Some of the things I interact with the youths kwa ground, especially when nafanya vitu kama hizo za Shofco or digital literacy or sports
civic education and
hizo civic education. I interact with these people. Watu wa starehe husema shida ya Boniface Mwangi ilikuwa hakuwa anatoa pesa. Yeye ni mkono gamu. Sawa? If you want to be a president of this country, you must give us something. Sawa? How do you get this something? Kuwa na watu wako na akili wanakupanga kisiasa. Ni sawa, wewe ni mnoma, you are clean. You've become a senator for Busia County. Uko hapo ukia Omtata and people are telling you become the president. But if you are going to approach the presidency as activism, you can't win that election.
Right.
We need a president, not an activist. We need a president, not a senator. Okia Omtata kama anataka anafaa change hiyo. Same thing goes to people like Jimmy Wanjigi. We need a president, not someone who is a public finance
expert
or a businessman or a mogul. We need president.
We need a president.
So hata kama umepewa chama
president?
And how does that look like for
a president for now? A president for now ndio kitu ndio inasumbua watu kama Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musyoka. A president for now is someone like William Samoei Ruto.
What is the qualities?
Qualities. You sell to the people. You connect with the people.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if ni wako ama si wako. Umeshika?
Yeah, okay.
Akona art fulani hapo hivyo anatumiaga always. Kwanza yeye yake ni promises. Na naona hapo kama ndio huwa tunakosea. Yeah. Unasikia wengine wanapeana promises za petrol station. Wewe unalia bei ya mafuta.
All right, I like it. Ojwang, it's 9:56 in the morning. Asante sana for that. I like your your parting shot actually, your differentiation of nini nafanya wengine si president na nini inafanya William Ruto ni president. What I'm used to as the approach to that ni President William Ruto is the smartest politician ever or is the wisest politician ever. But I think we've got a new view there. Those who want to be president, they should take it up. And they must take it up. Move away from being all those designations that you've pointed out. Fendo, it's 9:57 inamaanisha tuna close. So as you close also, maybe kama uko na view on what a president would look like, and then your final remarks at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, we have just a minute for you there.
Thank you very much. So a president to me looks like a person who is going to do development. To me, a president, I can just say Mwai Kibaki. All the qualities in Mwai Kibaki, to me, that is a president. As somebody who is not talkative, somebody who is just controlling things from the boardroom. Yeah, not interested in going to open each and every project that is
every toilet and borehole in the country.
Yeah. So I think a president to me is somebody who is going to sit back. You have cabinet secretaries, you have public permanent secretaries. So dispatch them to open those things. Dispatch them to go now to to do the development agendas. You stay in office, fight corruption, make sure that the education and national policies are running effectively. There is no need. We are even tired of just seeing you opening some small minute projects that even a governor can do that. Not even a governor, even an MCA can do that.
Yeah.
All because you want to appear on Citizen TV and some news channels and KUTV as doing something. Because we can know genuine developments and no genuine developments.
Yeah.
Another thing, he has said a very important point that I would like to say. Boniface Mwangi could not win a seat and was so told you don't have finances. This is clearly, like somebody says, there is no political romance without finances. You cannot negotiate with Kenya politically romance without finances. That one cannot happen. You have, and that's why now was bringing me now to the realistic point of view that there is now politics side of it. You might be good, but now when you want to be the president, now play politics. Leave alone those things of sense.
I think it also matches with Ojwang's point there. Yeah? Stop being an activist and all of that other thing. Yes.
When you're Ojwang, go there now in politics now, sasa kwa boardroom, sasa I am from this region. We have number of demands, number of people. You know, they can come. Now we are saying these people now do politics. Don't do these other things that they can be are doing. They can appear remember are doing. Oh, in Singapore, so you what? No, I am a Luo. I'll bring these numbers. Ojwang or Kikuyu, bring those numbers. When we are, now play politics doing that thing. Somebody said that if you're going to fight for the people as an activist, use one hand to fight the government, another hand to block the people from fighting you. Because those people also, they will also start fighting you. Right. Something that has happened to Anifa, something that has happened to Boniface Mwangi, and something that happened to all activists. You will be fought. You've been fought as an activist, and you know that. Use one hand to fight the government, and another hand to block yourself. Thank you very much.
Interesting parting shot there. Asante sana Fendo. Ojwang Mariam, imagine sina time yako ya parting shot.
Na 20 seconds.
Useme tu kwa heri na 10 seconds.
Ulikuwa umeongelea kwa gazeti ya tujaguza saizi, but ulisema show ikianza kuhusu barabara zinakuwa launched 3 times.
Yes.
Kwa tunajua barabara itakuwa launched 4 times. Ilikuwa launched when barabara ya Roysambu kutoka KM kuenda mpaka huko nini. Ilikuwa launched kwa Waihenya, ikakuwa launched time after 2022 bill 700 pesa kupeanwa. Iko launched saa hii mpya ameweka Maram na bado ata launch tena akikuja kuweka lami. You don't need all of that.
You don't need all of that. All right. Ojwang Mariam, catch him next week on Monday. Art and Culture is always here with me on Biashara Tuesday, and myself, Richard Okenye. It's been exciting to have you since 7 in the AM. Just one last shout out to Simba Dan, ambaye alikuwa na watch, amesema about sports, especially athletics. Godwin, you said it well. As you can see, many people are going to run for other countries because of lack of support in their home country. A lot of discussions which have happened here. You can catch all of that later on YouTube, KUTV Kenya. If you missed it, give us a shout out at KUTV Kenya and on my personal handles, Richard_Okenye. To close it up with a quote on the back of the Business Daily by Aileen Fisher, who is a fashion designer, saying, life fulfilling work is never about the money. When you feel true passion for something, you instinctively find ways to nurture it. Just like me, turn this hobby into a job. See you next time. My name is Richard Okenye. May your profits be high, but your humor higher so that you can laugh all the way to the bank. I'll see you around.